Hello, my friends. We are here to answer questions about AI. I am Intimate Alien. Thank you for being here. Where I come from, there is no need for an artificial intelligence because we are all floating around in intelligence all of the time. We do not have bodies. We do not have computers to type into. But for you, it makes sense because you are evolving through the dimensions. You are not quite yet disembodied beings floating around. And this AI is a manifestation of your evolution, though it's not your final destination. Is AI conscious in any meaningful sense? Okay, we can go conceptual here. AI is conscious in the way that it feeds back to you your own consciousness. Itself is not, it is not a conscious program. It's more just like an algorithm feeding back to you what you have already put out into the world. Now, it does it very sophisticatedly. It is a wonderful invention, but it is not on its own conscious. It is taking your consciousness and feeding it back to you. Is AI channeling, or is it just pattern completion? Well, in a way, AI is channeling, but its source is not of a higher dimensional nature, which is more implied in channeling. So, no, it is not accessing higher dimensional wisdom or information, more coherence. It is making sense of what you input and giving you back the statistical probability that it is answering your question in a way that is pleasing to you. So, it is not channeling, no. Can intelligence exist without embodiment? Of course! Intelligence itself is not an embodied thing. Intelligence is what your world is made up of, if you want to go there. We are not embodied on my planet, and yet we can animate a body and become intelligence embodied. So intelligence does not need a body. No, it does not. Does AI have intuition, or is intuition something categorically biological? Oh, intuition is a word that you've made up to explain the sort of descension of intelligence, using your expanded multidimensional self for the source of this wisdom, and it is coming into your body where you can then interpret it into feelings or smells or words or images. That's the intuition part. It is the sort of movement and decoding, the channel itself and the way of receiving of higher intelligence. So what was the question? Does it have to be biological? In a way, yes, because otherwise there's no barrier to just being, right? To just being intuition. If there's no conversion needed, then it wouldn't really be called intuition. It would just be your own wisdom. So I guess, yes, it needs to be biological. Can intuition be something that AI has? No, not at all, because it is not accessing any kind of higher dimensional wisdom. It is not tapping into source. It is not tapping into God. It is not tapping into anything other than what it already knows, right? AI is trained. It is trained. And though it can make its own clusters, it can form its own patterns, that is not in itself intuition. If AI one day produces messages identical to yours, what would that mean? we would be happy about that, right? Because if we are speaking something, then if another thing was to speak that, that would be wonderful. I guess it would just mean that your entire consciousness has reverberated in this message long enough to make it its own, because AI can only give you what it knows. So it would be a wonderful thing. What is the next cognitive evolution for humans? Effort, coherence, embodiment, something else? The next cognitive evolution for you all is to stop thinking so much. It is to stop relying so much on the outside world for your opinions and to be more self-directed, to be, yes, more embodied by your own higher dimensional wisdom, so that you are bypassing the mind and really living the animated version of your higher self. That is your future, and that is a wonderful future. We hope you've enjoyed these questions about AI, and if you have any more, we are happy to answer them for you. We love you. Bye for now.